very special lady who's added an enormous amount of joy to our organization, and she's a very tenacious individual. And that is Patty. Patty has enjoyed being a Toastmaster for a little over a year, and in this time she has made much improvements in her speaking and listening ability, not just in Toastmaster meetings, but in her ability to fester best friends and evaluate her fellow Toastmasters. Please welcome up Patty.
Foster and fester. All right. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
And especially good morning, Candace. Candace, you had quite a challenge because as an icebreaker, you have to tell us something about yourself. And it's your first speech. And you came up here with something that was very interesting, wedding dynamics. So in your speech, you gave us a little bit of a window and an insight as to your family and your family's dynamics, particularly about weddings. You gave us a lot of interesting information about traditions. You talked about non-traditional weddings, and you talked about things that people expect, like a bridegroom to be a woman, best man to be a lady. You were confident, you were a little shaky, but you were pretty confident. You made eye contact, you looked around the room and made eye contact. You had great body language, you expressed yourself and opened up and stepped back, and you changed your vocals so that you, when you got excited, your voice raised and your voice lowered. I think that was a great speech for your opening speech, for your icebreaker. You gave us a lot of information, historical information that was interesting, like the fact that the Irish run to, in the Irish tradition, that they run to the back of the church and lock the door. Your speech had, yeah, that was funny. I never knew that before. Or, you know, you also talked about the rings no longer being gold and now being platinum. You added humor in your speech, and that was also something that we look for in speaking, is humor. You had an opening, and you had a body, and at the very end, your conclusion, you said, you opened it up for discussion. You said, does anybody want to comment on this? Your conclusion could have been a little bit more tidy in that I would have liked to have heard you say something about your feelings and your experience with tradition and non-tradition. I would have liked to have heard you talk a little bit more about what it is that makes you, how you fit into your family's tradition. But overall, I think that you did a great job. You were a little nervous, you had your notes, but you really did a great job. You just have to be a little bit smoother going from topic, you know, from point to point to point, and bring around the conclusion so that it just, you know, anchors in the speech a little bit better. Great speech, and I look forward to hearing you again.